of course, it's Wario Land first. Oh. It's gonna give me a new ability? Oh, I thought I would be able to use that hammer. Because Wario Land takes me a long time. I'm gonna treat it normally for the first, I'm gonna extend this to 3 hours. I'll do it normally for the first 2 hours, and then, the last hour I'm going to just skip over Wario Land. Okay, now I get the ability to travel to new places. This game's actually pretty nice in that even though it's, like, pretty, easygoing for, like, Metroidvania-ish thing. Where even though it's telling you to, even though it's telling you to backtrack, or requires you to backtrack, it just tells you where to backtrack. That's mean. I have to go that far. I'm probably still gonna do it next time, because did he drop a coin? Maybe. So I have to clear a mini-game. I guess. It's new. Oh. I thought he was gonna make me, spring me, so I can break through those. Oops. Might need them. Are the red coins good or bad? That I don't know. I've noticed there's kind of an odd trick with this, ground pound, where if, you're still going down, it continues to work. Oh, that's what I'm gonna need that for. I'll need Deep Squash to get the coin on the right. But, I'm saying with the ground pound, if I'm stomping on, like, 2 blocks at the same time, like 2 blocks that are horizontally aligned, I don't, descend anymore. And if I don't descend anymore, then, it doesn't successfully break them. Or I can't hold down and keep successfully breaking them. I have to, press the down button again or jump again and then stomp again. This is probably the minigame. Golf. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure if this is gonna be an easy one. But I have plenty of coins to waste. I could do 17 tries. I hope I'm doing this correctly. Oh. If I manage to get 4 times without whipping, then hopefully that's okay. It looks like the map is a little different sometimes. Ah. It's all bunkers this time. How am I supposed to get through this? There's just no way. There's nothing but bunker. You gotta give me some green. At least I'm not in the bunker, but... Okay. Oh. Okay. And I need to clear this to get through. Nah, I'm not gonna pull that off. I don't like this course at all. But it's not gonna give me another one. Yeah, I was thinking that too, actually. This is a bad one. I mean, it would be a good one for shuffling, but, No, that's okay. Oh, it's finally taking mercy on me, I think. Okay, I think I'm gonna try another one. Not sure this is working out. The The main reason that I'm like cutting it short is just that like streaming is not my main hobby, so I wasn't really planning on doing it as long as possible. But I was having fun, so I extended it for a week anyway. It's actually only originally. Oh god, it's golf again. I think, I like the idea of having it shuffle if I lose golf. That seems like a good thing, so I'm just gonna shuffle every time I lose. 'Cause it seems like I'm gonna have to beat golf eventually. Let me actually jot that down. We'll see if we could do more, cause the the thing is that I just have I don't have a ton of disk space on this laptop. Uh, I'm probably gonna be getting uh get a new one soon, but my last one just broke, so I've been using this one temporarily, and so I wanted to test this stuff out so that I can clear it off, and then I'll probably add some more things with which to test. Yeah. So a lot of the stuff that I wanted to add and just haven't looked at were CD based. So I'm just like, okay, once I can uh get rid of a bunch of the stuff I've worked on already, I can work on these CD based ones, and maybe I'll stream those. But I don't have too many that weren't on my too many left that I hadn't at least tried to implement. I think like maybe 20, so that would be a smaller thing anyway. Ah, that's a I was wondering if that would like do any weird behavior. It's possible in Pepsi Man in those stages to get caught on something. Yeah, I did want to add more Saturn and PS1 things, and TurboGrafx CD as well. Or I think maybe the only TurboGrafx CD thing I wanted to add was might have been Mad Stalker, which is in here. I'd have to double check. TurboGrafx CD is very funny to me because like it feels like very much a weird time travel thing where here's a system that seems similar in power to say the NES or the Master System, but then it's having like full voiced anime cutscenes and CD audio. It's those patches that they put into put like CD audio into it was something that I think Nier developed like a hypothetical uh, like hypothetical enhancement chip or device for the Super Nintendo, and uh, then emulators can support it. and so you can put it on a patch that adds CD audio to your A Link to the Past or whatnot. And I found that like if I show it to people, a lot of them go like this feels really wrong because it's this is not technology that should be possible in the era. And then you look at the TurboGrafx CD, and they're actually doing that. Plus, there's another game that I've seen that has very much that same effect. Um, Koei made an expansion for the Super Famicom called I think Voice Raccoon, which it's just play CD thing that plays voice tracks. And the only game that I know about I've seen of it, there's like only three I want to say, but the one that I've seen is called Emit, which is it's meant to be for learning English. So it's a fully voiced English game. I don't know. I don't know what the gameplay is like. I think it might just be almost a movie, but it's all subtitled in Japanese and it's fully voiced in English. But it's a Super Famicom game. The graphical style matches that, so it feels very strange. You actually can't destroy some of these ninjas, but it's not really viable. It starts me off on the spikes. It's good. But maybe I can jump upwards soon. I think yeah, the like Nintendo PlayStation idea, I guess. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I guess PlayStation was expanding into like game development, or I should say Sony was expanding into game development. Uh, Even slightly before they started attempting to work with Nintendo, I think like Skyblazer. I don't remember if it's working enough for me to have it in here. Um, if you can tricked by that low kick, you need to block it first and then counter. But Skyblazer is a Sony system. Uh, I haven't intentionally set up Nightbot. I'm actually not sure how to do that, so you can try linking it. Like I said, this is my main hobby, so I don't know a lot of those things. Skyblazer is... It was supposed to be working. I think I might have had to take it out because I was having an issue. I want to say there was a boss fight where it stopped shuffling, and okay, that doesn't shuffle, but I'm not sure if I care either. Okay. I'm gonna need to pay more attention on that one. Yeah, I haven't been doing I've gotten kind of lazy on doing the fixes. Earlier on, I was trying to do as many as I could before starting the stream up. Right now, I'm just jotting them down, but I'm not really correcting them, which is why I have a few games on here which uh, are that are listed that aren't showing up. Like Great Battle 5, I think I had a problem with, and it hasn't been on here for a while. That's a little scary, a little gap. I'm worried I could fall in. I don't think I can. Hey, let me check, can you check my auto mod queue if you want to post that link? Maybe I can, enable it. Okay, I'm seeing that at least. I don't know if, Twitch has... I mean, I've seen people post links in Twitch, so I'm assuming that it shows up. I know, YouTube has a weird thing where, uh, I'll see the link show up, but then it will disappear the next time I open it. I don't think Twitch does that. But I'll check that out later, I am kind of curious. Oh. I feel like this boss is meant to be scary, but it just looks very silly to me. It's like weird crab thing. Oh. Still waiting on more money in SimCity. I feel like there's something more I need to do with SimCity because it works, but it works in kind of like a weird way. Maybe 2000 would be better. I don't know if that's paste. Does it just send me back now? Okay, somewhere here I'm taking the wrong exit. Let me try going back here, because that's what led me to the other world. Well, that's neat. I didn't know there was optional worlds in this game. It's been a while since I've, well, beaten Mario Land 3. I mostly just remember the ending. And I guess, like, the general mechanics, but, okay, Phase 30. This is gonna be the last one we're gonna do. Just because it's the last one there's a achievement for. I'm pretty sure there's an unlimited, but this game goes on forever, so we gotta call it sometime. I'm gonna try doing Balloon Trip 1 after. So we're gonna call this a clear, once I can take out this guy. Once and if. There we go. Celebratory bonus game. And then after that I'll just reset to do Balloon Trip. Oops. Yeah, I did look that up earlier. Um, for some reason the achievements go up to 30. I don't know the logic behind that, but that's what they did, so you can hear it click right there. I was wondering if maybe Versus Balloon Trip had an ending. I don't know if it does. I feel like it doesn't. Okay. This one I actually had a little bit of trouble working because it doesn't use the lives here. Well, it sort of does. When you die, your lives drop down to -1. Yeah, that would be a reasonable goal. I'm not sure I'm gonna do it because I'm getting started on it so late. Uh, if you wanted to, whoa. I think, like, maybe a good way to do that would be to have, like, 2 recurring sets of balloon fights, so you did one that was in normal mode and one in balloon trip mode. That might be fun. Um, you also can't make progress in balloon trip. You gotta do it in one shot, right? So it's probably just a little bit worse for the shuffler in that sense. I'm trying to look at the rank out of the corner of my eye. It goes down when I grab balloons, right? Like, it's based off points by the seam of it. this isn't gaining anything right now. Oh, it's a high score table. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it got up to 16, and I don't think it has, like, entirely new threats, so getting up to 1 does not seem totally unreasonable. Whoa. The defense seem happy. There we go. Yeah, that's as well as we're doing, so let's just call this one. And the next time Balloon Fight shows up, I'll just, clear it out. Yeah, it didn't end up being that bad. But I've played a decent amount of Balloon Fight, so maybe people would find it very hard if they're not used to it. I feel like of the, like, pre-Mario Brothers NES games, Balloon Fight's my favorite. I think it's in the pre-Mario Brothers section, right? When, like, most of their games were outsourced to HAL Labs. I'm impressed at, like, how long, oh, that forces you over to the left when you respawn. That's gonna be tricky. I'm impressed by how long Judgment Silver Sword is throwing new stuff at me. This hill is gonna be tricky to putt over.
Entering lung zone.
Oh, why is it flashing like that? Fighter flies, I feel like the thing that you mostly see from Arcade Mario. And even then, not very often. I think, like, I remember seeing fairly recently that they had them in, I want to say Mario Tennis 64, they were, supposed to be in there, but then, it ended up being unused. Like, you can find the model in the, disc somewhere. Oh, like how Doki Doki Panic stuff ends up in Mario. Okay, I guess that makes sense. But in my mind, that brings up the discussion of like, should you add other stuff to Mario Kart? And I feel like you can't. They don't need to start adding other series to Mario Kart until we start being able to play like Topanga and Captain Syrup. That's where my brain goes. Okay, I think I need a grenade here. Oh. And hopefully that'll help me take down that thing. Power shield. Yeah, I see what you mean. And originally, it's like how oh, I need to dodge for that thing I had to block. Um, it's like how originally the idea was that I think Mario was just going to be the generic player character in all their games, and so he would have cameos and everything, whereas Link only stays in Zelda Land. This boss is very goofy to me. You just fight a giant rock, and that's the boss. The hitbox is also a little smaller than you'd think. I know Balloon Fighter looks very much like he could be like Mario's cousin. The one Mario brother who shaved his mustache. So I feel like I don't know that many people who play Gyromite. Is that one particularly good? Maybe that's a better position. Okay, Violent Storm and Jurassic Park 1 probably need some grace on them. And I'm sure they're also built around the fun of using Rob the Robot, right? So they probably just don't translate as well. That's not what's happening. Okay, that's all I need for enemy. I don't have it on here because Bizhawk doesn't support it well, but my usual go-to for like the obscure Nintendo game that I like to support is the Battle Clash series. So Battle Clash and Metal Combat on the Super Nintendo using the Super Scope. Let's see if I can use this to take out the flame enemy. Okay. This might also help. The reason you can't use a super scope in this is that there's something weird about how Bizhawk captures the mouse. It's technically supported, but it tends to just push the mouse to the center for some reason. So it's not really practically usable. Also, I imagine it would throw people a hell of a lot when they have to switch between a controller and a mouse, but maybe that's funny, so I don't really care. Oh, hi, Shadowhog. Somehow I've forgotten how to go up there, so I'm not gonna bother. Need the... most of the games are at least working. Oh, sure. Let me know when you're back. Reminds me. I was trying to jump, and you can't jump when you have the hammer, so grabbing the hammer kind of backfired on me there. This is the Technos. So this is a 3-button game. You got punch, kick, and jump. But this is a Technos game, and I've only really been mashing the punch button. So I momentarily thought it would work like a Kunio or a Double Dragon, where you have to press both buttons to jump. Didn't I already get that checkpoint? I know I've been here earlier. Oh. The jet hat is, in particular is really cool. Like, even just from like a gameplay perspective, like having huge horizontal distance. It's an interesting application of the general flight mechanic. I'm gonna keep it this time. Like last time I was switching to other ones. Oh, I still get pushed vertically. Yeah, I think with like Super Mario Land 2, you can see that team was really trying to I think compete with what Mario World was doing at the same time. Um although in that case I feel like it didn't come off. They're they're a lot better off doing their own thing. And so like Wario Land feels much more memorable than Mario Land 2 does. At least in my opinion, having played that one a bunch recently. Well, I don't know if this was just me, but because I have the Super Nintendo and not the Game Boy, so I wasn't playing a whole lot of Game Boy things. Wario cameoed in a bunch of stuff in like up to the N64, but he wasn't showing up in Mario proper. So I just had the sense that like I'm supposed to know who Wario is, and so I felt like he had a lot of mystique. Like he seems important. Yeah, he doesn't. Wario doesn't really seem to be like a good character or an evil character. He's just kind of some jerk, which I guess is also true of Donkey Kong's kind of got a similar dynamic where uh, they can throw him in as a villain sometimes when they're playing the Donkey Kong scenario, but he's not really that bad to start with, so it's just he happens to be antagonistic for those moments. I will say, this boss fight is not terrible. Oh. Although, the way you control still is. Oh. That's a good wave. Chaotic neutral Wario, chaotic good DK. I don't think Wario's ever done anything like intentionally good. It's just kind of incidental in the pursuit of cash. If you wanted to argue the invisible hand phenomenon, you would be able to use Wario to do it. Okay, so then to answer your question, so I think most of the things, because I've been implementing changes that I have to push over to the forks for all the updates. Uh, most of the problems that I've been having were mainly just I haven't been I've been very lax on implementing G modes and such. So I had a bunch of arcade games that were like shuffling in the demo, which I should have caught a lot of those. Um, I think there's one or two. Oh, I have to use the WonderSwan flipping. I don't think I have this mapped. There we go. Oh, I don't have these buttons mapped right. I do have like one or two games that aren't working. I should just look at my WonderSwan and implement it accordingly. Oh, they have the button weird. I do like this. Oh, that's still weird. Then, aside from that, um, oh, that killed me. Aside from that, I had, let's see, I've been adding grace to a bunch of stuff. I think, a lot of them would really use, there's an update on the way by someone else, I think, that's supposed to change how, or at least add an alternate way that grace works, where it has a minimum requirement before you shuffle, like a minimum requirement of how long it takes before you get hit, and that would help a lot in like fighting games and other games where you get hit repeatedly. Um, and then I have a few games which I just don't feel like I kind of need to take them to the drawing board because there's something weird about how they work that doesn't make them uh play well in the shuffler right now. Like I put in Slaughter Sport as a joke, but you you just kind of stand there and get hit a whole bunch. So it's very difficult to make progress. Jim Power here uses a patch that changes unreverses the parallax scrolling. So I also need to put that one, the hashtag for that one, just so to encourage people to use it. People are really big into Jim Power. I guess I could see that. It's kind of neat in how they're implementing like the gameplay of. They were very much taking from like a bunch of different Japanese games. Like you can see they have like Ghosts and Goblins maps, and they have like an overhead Contra section. I can definitely see someone who's a fan of Jim Power being really big into Turrican, because Turrican is doing kind of the same thing, but a lot more competently.
Wow, take a look out there! That's a climate converter! Oh no, they're forcing the slaves to build one here too!
They've gone too far. No fly-sucking, slimy, croaking piece of sludge toad is taking over Planet Punk. Matey, here's what we gotta do, and we gotta do it fast!
Oh, I didn't know I had those. And then we have stuff like Hajime no Ippo there, where I don't know the game very well. I try to implement it without being too familiar, and so there's only so much progress I can make. This is a negative power. This guy's a lot cooler in the arcade version. He starts off in like slightly enlarged human form, and then as he takes damage, he increases to giant monster sizes. See, this is the one where like it had a minimum requirements of how much time it takes before damage. It would be very much improved because you tend to just kind of exchange punches. Oh man, Gunsmoke's suddenly gotten hard. It's having much easier time on the earlier levels, I think. Oh, cool. You have a bunch of melee attacks in Gunstar Superheroes. If you hold a direction while you're pressing jump, I don't think that's how I'm dealing damage there, but it's something you can do. Like, this is an attack. I think the system in this is very good, but people don't think the level design's that interesting. At least as a sequel, because it's a lot of it's very similar to the previous game. Part of why it's easy to forget the stuff on the GBA is they killed it really quick, I believe. It's got the GBA has kind of like a weird history where yeah. Like I didn't own a GBA, but I had a DS, so I ended up playing a bunch of stuff on the DS because it has the GBA slot. But like it had a surprisingly strong library, and it is kind of interesting in when you try to put it like in line with other things, because also the I I'd say I'm a WonderSwan nerd, but I haven't played as much of the game as I'd like to. Um, but that system was doing pretty well as far as portables go. Uh, although anyway, the GBA also coming out killed that off, which was so it kind of killed off the WonderSwan getting there, and then it got killed off very quickly by the DS. So it's kind of a weird historical position there, I think. This map green, which is like Ghost and Goblin style. I've noticed a fair few games like to do these. This section I'm worried about. So they're aping these same sections that are in Contra 3, but I think there's keys and doors that you have to find keys to unlock doors, and it's possible to soft lock yourself. Like you can unlock the wrong door so you can't make progress. And I don't know if infinite lives might interfere with that. Mm. Yeah. It's kind of remarkable how rude Jim Power is. It's the kind of thing where well, you wonder if the people like making it got through it because it's ridiculously unfair. But like, it's conceivable that they could have done that because they were just so into, like, so focused on their own game that they didn't really conceive how it would be played by other people. Okay. Ninja Baseball Batman, I still need more. Ah. Then Gaio, probably. There's infinite continues, so I'm not gonna worry. I'm sure it'll be fine. If I could stop taking notes. That is Bangayo, but it's the N64 one. I know the Dreamcast one was released in English. I don't know about the N64. But if there is a fan translation, I should check that out. Bizhawk Baseball Batman, Speed Rumbler, and did I put Violent Storm? I'm gonna put another thing, I think. Okay, yeah, I'll pick those out then. And I don't think it super needs it. There's like a few gameplay mechanics to explain, but if it's available, then it does make sense to use it. Oh, so give that a look. Gameplay-wise, you sometimes get juggled a lot in this. Also, something I found out: don't if you set infinite life in this, um, because it puts like a visual explosion effect on screen. Um, then it can just you can get pummeled so much that the screen just continually flashes whites, which is stopped if you don't have infinite life because you just die when things get that bad. But it's just a weird situation I ran into when testing. Okay, gonna have to find some way through this. At least the ball stopped and didn't roll back down the hill. Sileus likes to do a thing where you're jumping down a pit, and then if you hang on the wrong side, you're just gonna land on an enemy that you can't react to. 6 doesn't seem to be working. I have a lot of room for something else. Let's 27. This I should be able to fit through. Oops. I wonder if these characters have any like significant differences beyond their charge attacks. It feels like this game's version of this shotgun. I guess the weapons are probably the like weapon drops are probably elemental too. Oh, this is also a shotgun. Okay, we'll mark balloon fight done. Yeah, the rotation. Checkpoints are also bad in Convoy no Nazca, so you can't just stumble through it. You actually have to start making progress at some point. These arrows are not very helpful. Because the thing like go right and go left, but if I actually like dedicate to going right and go left, I go too far and there's no ground there. Oh, Shadow Hog. So on Wario Land, uh, 2 and 3 at least, they don't shuffle that much because it's also kind of hard to figure out what damage could count as a shuffle. Because right now I've tried to have it so that transformations don't shuffle you, but then on these boss fights, uh, even if you mess up, it doesn't shuffle. So one thing that I was kind of thinking of, although it would be overkill, would be if you can just kind of see if you keep track of the room that you're on, then maybe you can just on that specific basis go, okay, in this room getting transformed is bad. Alternatively, I guess we can have it so transformations do shuffle, and it's just you're supposed to use them as little as possible. I guess, but then there's also the oddity that like usually in the boss room, uh, there is something to find if you get transformed there. as a 1 or a 7. It occurs to me that both this and Donkey Kong 94 have this, like, cutscene style of the villain is just trying to get away while the hero is, like, relentlessly hunting them down. I feel like you can force the train to decouple. Right. I can't do a ground pound here, for some reason. Not that that didn't hit me. Okay, finally took out that bra bro or whatever it was. Is this a... It's not the standard Gundam shield. Is this like an Alex shield? Okay, that submarine is, has a hitbox. I remember this one being a tough one. For some reason, not this Darius, but the well, the next one on the Super Nintendo, Darius IV, they decide to drop the, Sea Life gimmick. I think there's like one seal that he fights, and then aside from that, it's just whatever they felt like. Kind of comes across as though they made it as a different game entirely. Okay, I was wrong. That wasn't so bad. I think maybe if when you go upwards, it's easier, and if you go down, it's harder. I might be wrong. If I remembered where it was, I would be trying to head to Hyper Great Thing because I just think a whale slash battleship is really cool. I think it's Hyper Great Thing in this one. Okay, you can still do a bull charge while you're in flight. That's cool. Oh, I don't have a lot of food. Gotta grab some. It scrolls up quite a while. I'm presuming there's something up there, but I also don't want to avoid any of the food I could be grabbing, so trying to stay a little low. I think that's the first time I've gotten one up out of these.
Player 1 for Boggy.
Boogie! Oh no!
Penalty for overpower. Player 1 had a bad day. This is Nancy's report.
Hole number 7, 565 yards, par 5.
The longest drive contest. Good luck.
I don't know if there's any actual gameplay difference when it says the longest drive contest. They want me to jump on that bar to the right. I didn't notice. I was hoping that the platform would show up. I'm guessing that goes directly to my stockpile then. Kind of weird. I wonder if was this before or after Mario Land 3 introduced stockpiles of power-ups. Oh. This is going poorly. Right, we're going to continue the policy of we're going to shuffle if we fail at golf. There's got to be something better to do than what I'm doing, but like, it's always just enough distance that it's bad for me. Right. So we cracked. So apparently, there's a interview with Data East where they're saying that they said that they had like a very like weird cliquish like development scheme where cliquish in the sense that they had different groups who were into different things, and the management just let that happen. And so they had their mecha stuff like Wolfang Roga there. That was just done by a bunch of people on staff who happened to be really into like mecha. And even then, it's split in half, where they had one half of the team who was into Gundam and one half that was into Votoms, and so they couldn't decide which anime they wanted their game to better resemble. So they ended up having like the two difficulties are meant to be like easy mode is balanced like it's Gundam and hard mode is balanced like it's Votoms. Just I think the way it was described.
Full flavor. Link up with weapon.
I can barely tell what's going on in Gundam Arcade there. I think I put a note to put more grace onto. You get like attacked rapidly in the first person mode in Jurassic Park 1. So probably needs a ton of grace before that works out well.
Thank you.
I kind of forgot that slugs could duck. Mainly because it makes aiming a pain.
Okay.
It'd be nice if that was a separate button.
Okay. Thank you.
Oops. Jumped into that one. Oh man, I'm still stuck in this room. I don't know if there's a better tactic than the one I was using. But I feel like there isn't. I just dedicate to jumping right there. Oops. Oh, I walked onto the spikes, that's what happened.
Missile. Speed up.
Okay. Need to stop shooting these bubbles when I don't have to. Is there a map? Yes, there is. Okay, there's a bunch of keys over here. Let's just go, and if we get stuck... These aren't the doors, are they? Yeah, they are. If we get stuck, let's just call it. Until we can fix it somehow. What killed me there? I'm going to need to bring an enemy in there. Yeah, this has to be 7 then, right? For some reason, this is the level that I think of whenever I think of Wario Land 2 in particular. I think because like city levels still kind of felt like a novelty in Mario games at the time. On that one. I wonder if there's someone who actually got this far in the game and had to be told that they can pick up an enemy and destroy another enemy with it. Like, I'm presuming that it'd be more likely to happen to a little kid, but I'm just wondering if how many people actually run into that issue. Like they haven't experimented enough with throwing enemies. Let's go first this. Wait, I don't think I need to use this to get up. I think I'll need to make that path over here to get the escape routes on the left. Okay, this is going to be a little trickier. So I need to make the switch. Nope. Oh, this isn't the switch that does it. I need to turn that switch on the... Okay. I need to get the key, and then hit this switch. It's the same switch that lets me get the key, also disables my way of getting back to the exit. First thing I need to do is turn off this switch. There's an accidental backflip there. I think this happens a fair bit late in the game where you'll have these levels where the whole trick of them is preparing your escape route. This is a tricky one. I'm trying to get my bearings at this point. Okay. So, what I think I need to do... So that goes up to about here. I need to put this just high enough that I can throw the key onto it. I need to make it so I can jump up. And then... How high is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can put this up here. I kind of messed this one up. Oh, that's not going to go well. Okay, I don't really know if this is recoverable at this point. Nope, I don't think it is. Let me put it over here. There we go. That one's all about, like, mitigating your fall damage. I think the levels that are actually, like, purely puzzles like that tend to be a lot harder than the ones that are just more about execution. Oh. I remember what we have to do here. I don't feel like going for that right now. There's all the treasures if you go up there. But there's some enemies hiding up there too. I also feel like the idea for having Donkey Kong throw like walking Tutankhamun heads instead of barrels is kind of unusual. This level, this whole world really is kind of annoying. Because you're on a plane, there's a lot of levels where you're dealing with like air pressure that's blowing you off to the side. But one of my favorite levels is here because it seems kind of like unusual for Mario. Yeah, like here, if I let go, I'm being clicked over to the right, which is usually not that hard, but it's just make very annoying whenever you have to go to the left because it takes longer. Okay. I'm trying to clear off the spawners on the bottom. So this one, did I get the key? I looks like I got the key. Because it's not showing on the map, but I need to... Yeah, I need to be aware of how to get out of the places I'm jamming myself in. These aren't good for escaping. Oh. Quote. So again, this game is like very, I'm pretty confident they had, Mega Man in mind. So instead of stealing their powers, whenever you beat one of them, you, uh, get the actual robot as a new playable character. Is this shuffling now? Why did it stop? Okay, that's weird. I don't know what's going on with Joy McFly. It just seems to have hung. It's probably, I guess, the infinite lives messing with it somehow. Assuming the infinite lives are a thing. I don't remember if they were. Excuse me. Let me reset it and see if that helps. At least our progress is saved. Let's try this one out. I forget all its moves. There's one if you press both buttons. Yeah, this one I know. It's a good one for protecting against jump-ins. And then the other one is what? Just down in A? Yeah. Okay. What's these two? That's gonna be the grab. Okay. Oh. We can do something with chip damage, though. The yellow door. I'll need to keep for that one. I'm trying to stick to shooting more. I had a bad time trying to jump in on those guys. This isn't a hard stage at all. I'm just my execution's been poor. This guy I'm having a lot of trouble with. Oh. Missed a chance to switch characters. This guy fights carrying a log, which is very unusual. Also, he goes surprisingly fast in Beast Form.
Who are you to wake me?
I feel like the character being a bear who stomps on you feels like it's serving a particular niche. You're gonna need to try some sort of like active defensive move in Hajime no Ippo because just waiting for my chance is clearly not working when you're out of guard. The problem I'm having with this is I keep on forgetting to duck when going down. But it looks like it's dead anyway, so... I think I could sneak in and do a volley, but I got in too close. Oh, those are damage. Not in a good position there. I am going to need this help. Try jumping anywhere. Hope it works out somehow. So I'm just assuming offhand that Rushifel is supposed to be Lucifer who I think is the boss in the Super Nintendo. Why did I walk right there? I think he's a boss in the Super Nintendo Ghosts and Ghouls. They changed his name to Loki. He's like a big guy made out of fire. I might be wrong on that. This is pretty cool. It would be nice if the one that's chasing me would go away. This thing lasts forever, doesn't it? Okay. Guess I just have to live with this now. Oh, there's a ladder. I think this enemy is supposed to be basically a Dom. And I'm not sure if that was the one, but I think there's an encounter that you run into in this game, which is kind of the Black Tri-Stars from the original Gundam. I'm still trying to see it. Wanted to see if I could stack up power-ups. It seems like just grabbing green ones is not good enough to get the more powerful one, because I'm pretty sure you can get a combined version of your shots, of your super shots. I think I came from the right. Oh yeah, I was fighting this tree and then I died against the tree. So the tree might be the actual boss of this area. Seems like these things just hunt me down, so I'm going to just never turn around. In the hopes that they can't catch up to me. Should also be pressing the button more often. Seems like I don't have any sword upgrades, so that's probably gonna make this battle take a little while. But the boss is stunned every so often. I can't read the symbol it says on their eyes. It's a little, small. You can only shoot them on the ground. Probably just have to jump that. Okay. The rest of that guy because it doesn't seem to be any good. Maybe I can crawl and avoid that shot. I forget if crawling is a thing in Ninja Gaiden Shadow. I feel like it is. Oh no, it wouldn't be because there's an area that we have to like go through a corridor, and I have to keep on like we were on a conveyor belt and it kept on getting pushed back because I couldn't crawl. So yeah, my tactic I think was right at some point. I'm just very bad at executing it. The part's relatively hard because there's this stuff raining down on you. I think Tengu here might be the Mike Hagger of this game, like the slow, powerful guy. I guess Smash Brothers can use some grace too. I feel like the grace numbers I've been giving across the board have been too low. Okay, the maze level is probably not going to be that bad. The boss here is actually tricky. So that power up, I think, is uh, kind of the one that like most feels like a power up when you run into it, as opposed to oh, this level was just not designed for you to swim. It's just you have these like twinkling spots that are very clearly supposed to be something that you interact with, but until now, you couldn't do them. Probably another switch to move that out of the way. It's something I'm noticing. You jump when you're at the surface of the water, and then when you're underwater, you do this little dash. So sometimes I kind of want to do that dash when I'm at the surface of the water, but maybe I wasn't supposed to hit that switch. Well, I can't undo it now. I was wondering if maybe it closed off that area instead, but I guess that is the thing. It's probably opened up something over here. So now that's opened up, probably opened up that barrier over on the right. Great. And the exit is probably all the way on the right. My gut feeling here. So the hearts are not such a big issue because you just match out of it, but all the shots have a lot of area. I just realized that they'd actually implemented the way the Bubsy controls, the way Bubsy jumps control, and that you have one button which is both jump and glide, and another button which is just jump, which throws me off on the Super Nintendo version. But I guess it is technically nice to have that utility. I'm kind of curious if if there's any interviews or anything where they talk more about the relationship between Gun Force and Metal Slug, because it feels like I feel like with their treatment of vehicles, they're very closely related. I mean, you can just see by the visuals that they're very closely related, but supposedly Metal Slug was supposed to be an entirely uh, vehicle-based game originally, and yet the vehicles are both like less prominent than Gun Force. I probably have to jump over to the other side to avoid that. I guess also that might have just been that they didn't plan on there being other vehicles, so they didn't make any. But vehicles are both feel less prominent, and it also feels kind of weird that they would have made a game so similar, and were planning on making one less similar, and then went back. There's a huge difficulty spike in R-Type Leo. I think I need to be laid further on that platform. Probably for this, I have to like let go of the controller and like just put my trust in the level design. So plus it's like relatively learnable for a beat 'em up boss. Oh man, he's extremely difficult when you go into the giant mode. Okay, let's. Was that the bat? Does the bat have a hitbox that big? I noticed that Matt Blaster has a voice very much like Marvin the Martian. Any like cartoony American developer, I feel, uh, they were very much like looking at Looney Tunes and stuff like that. Okay, I have just enough wing power to fly through that whole segment. They might give us another health points, maybe another point of jump, but I feel like there's no possible way they can give us more wing than that. Well, no, they can give us just infinite wing. There's a save person. Okay, he's probably further in somewhere. Doesn't look like he's got a castle here. I don't like the looks of this. This feels like a maze. Let me go back and talk to him. That guy I'm pretty sure is a shopkeeper. There's an imp over there. RPGs have liked doing this since Ultima, just having you walk on the edge of the zone where you fall out of town. The fifth one from the northernmost side. But since it's two ways it goes up, I had to figure out which one's the northernmost side first. 3. Okay. So that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Presumably this is 4. What's this one that's higher over on this side? That was 3, right? Then in line with this, that's 4. And this seems like it's number 5. Okay. I don't like these things. Let's hope I can just run from them. No, my luck is not so good. Yeah, this section's pretty cool. Nice alternative to the asteroids that break up when you shoot them. This one doesn't seem so bad so far. It's just trying to throw me with some homing shots. That's a bad attack, though. Seems relatively easy or would be relatively easy for a like hardcore SWAT player. But there's like a gradient on that, and I'm middle of the road. Right. Let me use the homing missile here. Did I die? I thought I cleared the level. What did I die on? I forgot why I shuffled on that last. Just randomly wondering if there's like a higher jump I can use to clear. Oh, that's what that's for. Okay. So what happens there is once you start falling, you go out of your crouch position. So because I fell off the ledge, I automatically uncrouched and fell into the bullet. That's why these things are falling. I don't think it's worth going to both sides. If I had known how that worked and I just hung on one side, I think I would have made it. That you can really feel the influences on this. Uh, Before the stage, you can see that little map which lists where you're traveling through all the levels. Final Fight does that exact same thing. So it feels like whereas before Konami was just kind of Konami's beat 'em ups were just kind of goofy, throwing in like as many references as they could. Like they felt like they were more for just selling to people who like the IP. Oh, this red thing causes damage. Uh, it feels like with Metamorphic Force, they were very much looking at other beat 'em ups by other companies like Capcom and Sega, and were trying to do something in line with those. That thing leaves the damage zone when you blow it up. I actually noticed that already. It's just for some reason it immediately fell out of my head. Yeah, I managed to survive there. That's a big thing. Although I have very little health left. I shouldn't have jumped. I think I'm doing very poorly at Shinobi. Are those cannon turtles shooting it? Is that what's going on? I think later in that level is where you get jumped by what resembles a black Tri-Stars. This is a weird boss. I'm saying that based off seeing it the first time, not that I know it's weird going in, but it just seems like a bunch of satellites that don't do a whole lot, and then the actual threat comes from these enemies that are chasing you from below. I guess Contra does something similar in that it has those bosses where like there's a pod above, and then there's a bunch of guys underneath who are shooting at you. This level is probably in the original Bonk the best to make use of his glide mechanic. Oops. Thought I was going to land on the branch. Okay, that's bad. I forgot which way I was going.
Speed up. Double.
I was hoping double would give me some more rain that would help me clear out stuff, but it's not that kind of a double. I'm tempted to say that speed rumblers should not shuffle on car health, but it's all about the car, right? Like the entire game is about being in that car. So I don't know how you fix that. Okay. This time I'm just making a break right for it. The silly death. Yeah, so this entire level, the problem is you moving really slowly to the left. Oh, I know what I'm doing here. I know what the problem is. So I need to open up this door so I can open up this. Which also means I get to avoid the swamp. But it should take forever. Ah. And I forgot about that. Just insult to injury. That's not even the right door. So thankfully that didn't expire. I think the door is like almost all the way to the left. So that level is just kind of annoying. So I feel like by far this is the worst world in the game. Usually I'm not big on, usually I'm not one of the ones who complains about like water levels and ice levels and such like that. I don't have a huge problem with it. But this one, it just feels like it's not even making the game harder. So I don't even think the... I'm sorry, I got slightly distracted because I think the music in this level is cool. So I don't even think the like switches in this level matter that much. They're just kind of there for you to play with. Oh. The problem is that we have multiple doors and we have You know, the interpretation I always used to have... I went up before, so this must be the right way. The interpretation I always used to have is that, like, Wario has a mohawk in his small form. So that must mean that that's just Wario's hairstyle. But then you can see his sideburns under this hat. So no, he has a normal Mario hairstyle. It's just that for some reason when he's small Mario, he gets a mohawk. And that carries over from Mario Land 2, by the way. It's just a recurring thing that Wario specifically has a mohawk when he's in small form. I feel like there's other games past the Game Boy where that shows up too, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It's pretty uncommon. Oh. I'm not even sure if I should fight that thing anymore. Very clearly winning. Okay, here I just don't know where to go. Oops. I think I was going to the right, not the left. I'm looking at this game and I'm wondering, like, I don't know if your sword does any actual damage. It kind of looks like it doesn't. Like, in the sense that the actual, like, sword that she's swinging, I don't think that hits the enemy. I think it's entirely the shots. It's a glorified gun. Oh, there's some other treasures over on the left that I didn't recognize, but they were further away. I've... Oh, I thought he wasn't selling anything for a second. I've done that before, that expensive thing. Yeah, so I just got it because it seems like it's the best one, but I don't recognize the one that was to the left. Curious about it.
Player 1, D-Shot.
I think this is where trees start getting very annoying. Yeah, it's very close to hitting that tree. I was trying to arc around it. There's a mouth on the top and the bottom. I only just noticed that. I realize I don't really know what those Goomba things are called, despite them being in every one of these games. Or rather, every one of these games on the Game Boy. I don't know if every one of the games featuring Captain Syrup, I think, have them. Oh, did that eventually run out? Curious about that. Yeah, it does eventually descend. Takes a while, though. Okay. So those are the three main levels. I think there's a... I'm not sure if this is the final level or if there's more after it. Oh, you're riding on a core booster, it looks like. You can't move it up and down. This is just a totally flat platform. I feel like homing missiles would be good here. You take damage when you're underwater in Clash of Demon Head? Maybe that's happening. I think the float really helps with this one. She mixes up whether she's throwing the gold axe or the silver axe first. Ah, there's actually a health drop and it's disappeared before I can grab it. Oh, that is rare generosity from this game. I think I'm at an exit in Bonanza Brothers. Yeah. I wonder how close I am at this game. Oh, I've never seen this before. Oh, yes, I have. Forgot these existed. Oh. Okay. If you get in close, you can kind of mess with the hit detection. I have not once been able to avoid walking on a can. This one just looks like it's more or less a straight line. Oh, I almost got to use the door again. It's been a while since I was able to pull that off. I'm getting aggressive because it seems like the timer is bad. Like the timer gets much harsher as the game goes on. The path you go on that seems like it's very important.
We are running out of energy.
Just drop some fuel, please.
Energy. 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 Energy.
Oh, I forgot that oh, because this goes vertical, that's where I died. Your entire surfboard is a hitbox, so... Wait, can I lose any gun? For some reason I thought the losing guns was the thing, but maybe it isn't. I think I just hit the button too late. We're still low on time, I'm going to just shuffle for the hell of it. I had a charge shot saved up in Ninja Warriors that I hadn't been using, so can send me all the way back. Oh, good. At least you can send me to the previous room. Oh. This feels like too cool for this game. Like, it's just the most well-animated thing in the entire game. I realized, since that guy's supposed to be originally like a Mario joke, the way that he throws fireballs is like Mario does. What am I getting hit by? Oh, there's a little fireball to the right. Maybe it's that. There's just a little area to the for the exits. Timing wasn't right. Oh, beam starts shooting before the text.
Speed up.
It's too fast now.
Laser.
Ninja Batman, Baseball Batman needs some work. I'm guessing they're both damaged. Maybe the monsters too need a whole lot of grace, I think. Can I like blow this up? Is this an obstacle? I think this game lets you hold the button down to rapid fire, and I was assuming that you couldn't. So I was wasting my uh limited ammo on this gun. You can glide for quite a long time. I wonder if a bunch of these are meant to be similar to Metal Slug guns, because this one I think is a little like the drop shot. I'm not gonna. I don't know how to get out of that situation. Okay. I feel like around here we run into what are basically the black tri-stars.
こちら、対空ゼロキリ、戦闘支援対戦からの通報によると、敵大型イオノクラスター 3B1 が接近中、弱点は機体数のエンジンモデル部が分析されています。注意してください。
Your charge shot's very good in that game. Oh. Okay. I'm out of time. So the final boss of this shuffler ended up being Yamcha. But thank you very much if you were watching along. I'm gonna call it. A little sad that I wasn't able to finish Gyrus or Contra, but I guess it's cool that I got to the end point anyway. And I'm probably going to beat those later without the shuffler. But let's see if there's anyone left to send you to. Alright, I'm thinking Smite on, so I'll just throw you over to Smite. And once again, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. See you. Where the hell is OBS? There we go. Sorry about that.